Hey guys, welcome back to IT Contents channel, and in this episode we're going to be unlocking the power of the Journalctl command, your gateway to system logs in modern Linux. Whether you are debugging services, tracking boot issues, or monitoring real-time events, this command will be your new best friend, and in this episode we're going to be breaking it down step by step. The Journalctl command belongs to the service and system management category and is part of your system MD suite, and it gives you access to logs from services, the kernel, and user applications all in one place. And let's quickly look at the use case for the Journalctl command. Let's say your web server is failing to start, or your system is acting up after a reboot. Instead of hunting through multiple log files, the Journalctl lets you query everything from one unified journal. And for that reason, it makes it that this command is very important because it centralizes logs, supports powerful filtering, and also works seamlessly with the system CTL command. And it's essential for troubleshooting, auditing, and understanding system behaviors, especially on system MD based distributions. And now on our terminal, before we get started, we need to also understand the syntax for the command. So we can type our Journalctl like that. So by default, if we press enter the way it is, it will just display all the system log files in a chronological order, and I can use the down arrows to quickly view these log files. So we usually use the command with options. So I'll press Q on my keyboard to actually close or exit the command. I'll press Ctrl L to just quickly clear my screen. So bring back the command here, and we can utilize the -u option for unit, and we can specify an application that we want to quickly view the log files for. So for example, I want the log files for my Nginx server. If I press enter right now, you'll notice it will give me all these log files as you can see here. And again, I can easily utilize the down arrow to actually view these logs, and you can easily again press Q on your keyboard to exit that. And apart from that, Journalctl also gives us the ability to chain more options to this command. Let's say I wanted to view all the log files between the 4th to the 8th only. I can specify the -- with a since like that. Then I can specify a time frame. So the dates format should be like this: 2025-07-04. Then I can specify a time. So let's say from 01 colon like that. Then I can specify another -- until like that. Then again I can specify my time frame here 07-08 like that, space my time. So for example, I'll do until let's say 22 or like that. So if I press enter now, you'll notice that the actual results that have come out is from the 4th of July to the 8th only. If you look at the previous command that we did, we had for the 3rd as well here. But since I've specified a specific time frame or a range, it will only show me that specific information. So like I said here, we've utilized the Journalctl with a -u because the -u allows us to specify an actual service or application. Then here I've changed a time frame using the -- since this time, which is a beginning. Then here until, this is the end time, as you can see here, using that time format. And that gives me the power to actually only see the results for the specific time frame I've specified. And apart from that, the Journalctl command gives us the ability to view the logs for only our current boot session. So for example, if this is my boot session for if my PC has not rebooted for the last week, so it will give me the log files for the time period for my current boot session. If I specify with a -b, this again just gives me the logs for my current boot session. So if I did restart it previously, so it will not show the log files before the restart. It will only show me the log files after the restart. So this is for the current boot only. So again, I can change this with the -u if I want to specify an application. Otherwise, if I want to see the system log for the whole system, I can just press enter here. Again, it will show me all the log files. But again, it's much more useful if we can specify an actual application. For example, with a -u, again, we can specify our Nginx server and press enter. And as you can see, this will only show me for my current boot session. So again, this is a time frame or the session for these log files. So for my current boot session, these are the only log files that were captured on that service. And again, the reason why the time frame is kept here is because, again, this is a virtual machine. So I did stop it and start it with saving a state. So that's why I think there's no other activities that happened. But on your system, you should be able to see your time frame accordingly. Again, there's a situation where you want to see the log files before the restart. So what you can do is you can utilize the same command here, but this time we want to specify the -b space -1. Again, this will just show me all the log files before my current boot session. So if I did restart it, so before the restart, so if I press enter, you will notice that now we have for the third and for the fourth, again, for that specific time frame only. So as you can see here, if you follow along here, you can see this session here, my current session started on the 4th of July at around 20 hours, as you can see there. But here we can see the previous session was for the 3rd to the 4th around 8. So again, the -1 just specifies that I want to see the log files for the said application because I've utilized a -u before the restart. So again, I can utilize a -2 again to just specify for the previous session. If I press enter, and as you can see again, this is only for the third, as you can see here. So the Journalctl command gives you the power to view for specific time frames and for specific boot sessions, as you can see from here, by utilizing the -b. So we've covered a lot of things, as you can see here. Let's quickly recap what we've just covered so that everyone is following along. So we first did the Journalctl directly the way it is. So again, this I said, it just shows you all the current log files widely on my system in a chronological order. Again, it's useful to use options, so we utilize the -u option to specify a specific application or service that we want to view the log files for. But again, I said we can easily change multiple options to the Journalctl command so that we can get a more customized output at the end of the day. So we can utilize a --since with the actual time frame, and we can specify the --until for, again, where we want to end. So here we've specified the application we want to view the log files for. Then here we've specified a start time and an end time using that option. Again, we utilize the -b here, which just displays the log files for my current boot session. If I previously started my PC, I need to use the -1 or 2 or 3 depending on the session I want to view the log files for. Again, like I said, you can again utilize the -u in case you want to view for a specific application, for example, like that, and that will give you the actual log files for that said application based off of the boot session that you've provided. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can proceed. So Journalctl also gives you the ability, the way the tel command gives you that ability to monitor live data that is coming in. We can utilize the command Journalctl with the -f option for live data. So this follows the log file in real time, just like the tel command, and gives us the ability to view what is coming in. So if I press enter now, and you'll notice at the bottom here, it's trying to get information that is coming in onto the system. And again, there's no activities that are happening on the current log file. That's why we are not seeing any form of live data, but this command allows you to monitor all the data that is coming in onto your log file. So you can press Ctrl C to exit that. And again, that is a very powerful and useful option, the -F, in case you want to monitor the live data that is coming in. And apart from that, the Journalctl command gives us a very powerful option. So I'll bring back the command, but this time we can utilize the -P. So this option allows us to specify a priority of the log files that we want to see. For example, if I want to see all the log files with errors, I can just specify error like that and press enter. And as you can see, all the log files I'm seeing on my terminal here is everything with an error. Again, this option, we can chain it with other options to see if we have any errors in their log files. So for example, I'll bring back that. And here I can specify the -U with the service or the app that I want to view the. So here we've just utilized the Journalctl command with the -P. We'll specify a priority, which is error, in this log file here for that application. And as you can see, there's no errors here. And again, we can specify different priorities for the logs we want to see. For example, here I can just specify warnings in case I only want to see warning like that. If I press enter, or I misspelled warning. So here, if I want to see my warnings, I can just press enter. And as you can see, the command again will just give me all the warnings as you can see here. So this option is also very powerful. And again, it just makes sure that you can easily view all the different types of priorities. For example, errors, warnings like that. Press Q to exit. And again, we've covered a lot of things in this episode. And there might be other things that I've not mentioned here, but these are the most important things that you need to understand with the Journalctl. Like I said, you can utilize the -U options if you want to specify a specific application we want to view logs for. We can use the -B to view the log files for our current boot session. And with the additional -1 or -2, that just helps us to specify the actual boot session that we want to view the log files for. I've said we can utilize the -F if we want to follow the log files in real time, just like the tail command. And also, apart from that, we have specified that you can use the -since and the -until if you want to view the actual log files for a given time frame. And again, we can use the -P option to specify the priority level of the log files that we want to see, for example, error warnings like that. And again, this is just some of the things that you need to understand. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and follow the channel so that you don't miss any time I release a new video. And again, if you have any questions regarding any of the commands in this series, just make sure to leave the questions in the comment sections. I'll get back to you.